Thank you, Mr. Director. Thank you for inviting me to this celebration of South-South Day. I would also like to thank the distinguished President of the General Assembly, His Excellency Mr. Tijane, for his statement, as well as to welcome the remarks that have been conveyed by the Administrator of the UNDP on behalf of the Secretary General and himself. Mr. Director, the importance of South-South cooperation is now more evident than ever, as Mr. Steiner has said. Our leaders came together 40 years ago to conceive this idea of mutual cooperation in the first conference on technical cooperation among developing countries. The BAPA plus 40 outcome is a reflection of the evolution and development in the scope of our cooperation. Today, we are at another inflection point in the evolution of the world economy and the evolution of South-South cooperation. We must welcome the fact that in this interim of 48 plus years, South-South trade has expanded exponentially. Mutual investments between the southern countries have likewise escalated to a level that is almost equal to that of the developed northern countries in the developing countries. And we have constructed institutions of cooperation across the world, and we should take pride in the fact of the institutions such as the ASEAN that has promoted South-South cooperation to an unprecedented level and provides an example for many of us in the various regions of the world. We have created the AAIB, the Infrastructure Investment Bank, and likewise, there are new organizations that are presently on the anvil in South-South cooperation. We see that for the future, the achievement of the SDGs is unlikely without the contribution of the developing countries and without South-South cooperation among developing countries. The greatest potential for production and manufacturing still resides with the developing countries. Projects are more profitable in developing countries. We have the largest segment of the world's population in terms of both consumption and production, and therefore the greatest potential. Trade is also a latent device in which we can promote our economies through South-South trade, and that potential can be escalated through agreements, free trade agreements, and agreements at the WTO. There is the dimension of physical connectivity, which is providing the greatest and fastest impetus to the growth and investment in the developing countries. We are, as I said, Mr. Director, at an inflection point with the COVID crisis and combined with the challenge of the SDGs and the challenge of climate change. These are triple challenges that we face today. And in addressing those challenges, I believe that South-South cooperation, apart from the projects which have been so ably directed by the center, we must also focus on some policy issues. These are critical for our future. Policy issues in three areas. Finance. We see that today the developed countries have issued fiscal deficits to the tune of $11 trillion to finance their recovery from COVID. The developing countries are struggling to find that reserve and that money in order to be able to spend on their recovery. So there is an inequality, and I believe that in finance, we need to find ways in which we can utilize our reserve currencies and to build on the basis of the reserves that we have in order to enable South-South cooperation and help to each other. Secondly, the key to the SDGs, in my view, is infrastructure investment. And this is an area in which we need to find ways to focus and to develop our institutions of cooperation and investment in infrastructure. And third is the area of science and technology. Science and technology, we need to align the intellectual property regime of the world with the SDGs. And I think the vaccine is the first step in this direction, that we must make a common good for all mankind. Secondly, we must target research and development to the objectives of the southern countries. Research so far has focused on the priorities of the developed countries, not the developing countries. And we need to target what we want from research and development. And thirdly, we need to bridge the digital divide. This is the pathway to a transition to modern economies. And we have amongst us examples which can provide us the impetus for bridging the digital divide. Mr. Director, we have to utilize all the capabilities for us to work together, develop our cooperation, and to address the policy issues which are the key for us to transform our developing economies into modern economies and advanced countries. This is the priorities which I have focused on in my opening statement as the President of the Economic and Social Council, and I look to the cooperation of all my friends in the Group of 77 in China to promote these vital objectives for the southern countries. I thank you very much for this invitation.